I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
We're in Latham, Ohio, the western part of Pike County, and ready to talk with Brewster, Superintendent of Western Local Schools, about a new program they have here at Western. It's in the early stages of beginning, and Brock, you've got some ground turned here behind you. What's going on?
Well, I guess it was called our groundbreaking. Dane and I are doing the groundbreaking this morning, I guess. We're building a career development center. I talked about this some with some people, but we haven't really got a lot out to everybody because I just want to save a lot of that for whenever we get the ground broke, and we have, obviously we can see here in the background that Stockmeisters has broken ground on the building. This is something we're excited about. It's kind of a different take, I think, for public schools to do this. We spend so much time with these kids teaching them all kinds of stuff. I hate to say it in this way, that they don't really need, because there's no wasted knowledge. However, we've recognized, and the governor, the state legislature, and the Board of Education, they've all recognized that industry needs workers. They've all recognized that the way we've done school all these years hasn't necessarily prepared kids for success right after high school. And so this really is a venture to try to help give our kids a leg up for success immediately after high school. And instead of them finding their way and them fumbling around for a while and trying to find what they like, what they may be good at, and being 23 or 24, 25, and then finding something, we're really trying to get these kids and our community members a jump start on kind of maybe narrowing down some things they would be good at, and not just that, but giving them a place to do it. So our focus here at the school is to kind of narrow down some of those things and kind of help kids to navigate through some of the things that young adults have to go through while they're in high school, so they don't have to maybe waste time or have to make some mistakes that could be prevented. And so this building is kind of the mechanism by which we're going to try to bring that all together.
In some aspects, the description of it sounds a lot like a vocational school on a public school campus.
And that makes the vocational people nervous when they hear that. And I've talked with them and explained kind of the difference. So we have a lot of kids. We have about 50% of our kids that will go to CTC each year, and those kids are all successful coming out of there. We have about 15% of our kids go to college. Well, I'm not great at math. That leaves about 35% of our kids that are probably maybe lost in the mix and aren't really prepared for anything. They come to school, they do a nice job, they're great students, they make good grades, they behave well, they play the game well, but when they get done, they are not really prepared to do anything that's going to help them transition into a quick success after high school. So what we're trying to do here is two different things. We're trying to take that 35% of our kids and help them get into a career. And we are heavily partnered with GRIT. The GRIT program is the reason we have this building being constructed right now. And the vision of Denise Reading and the whole GRIT team is what's made this possible. And so the 35%, our goal is to get these kids, we have a program called Western Built. Our goal is to get these kids all GRIT assessed as freshmen. Every kid, whether they're going to go to college, whether they're going to go to trade school, or they're in that in-between group. The GRIT assessment is kind of like, for all of you people that are my age, that would be the ASVAB on steroids maybe. It's the ASVAB concept with a whole lot more built into it. And it tells these kids what they'll be good at, what their aptitudes are, what their skill sets are, and it tries to get them an idea of some careers, and it gives information, what's it pay, what kind of schooling to take, all those things. And so our goal is to get these kids in a mindset at a young age, as junior high kids, or even earlier, about you have to have a career. You have to have a plan. Some of our kids just go through life, and our people in our community and all over the place, just without really a plan. So our goal is to really help these kids get a plan. If they change it, they change it, but there needs to be a plan. And so we want every single kid by the end of their sophomore year to have all 12 industry credentials to graduate. A lot of people don't realize there's 3 ways to graduate in Ohio. First thing, baseline, you have to pass all your courses. all your core courses like we all did for years. But you also have to pass state tests to graduate. Well, we all know not all kids are great test takers. And so the state has made 2 other ways to graduate. If you pass all your courses and you pass your state test, you get a diploma. If you pass your course, don't pass your state test, before you've been, just kind of in trouble. Well, now the state's made a way you can enlist in the military. That's automatic graduation if you enlist in the military. And the third way, which we're really focused on, is industry credentials. If a student can get 12 industry credentials, then they will graduate. And so our goal, although we have most of our kids, almost all of our kids pass our test anyway, we want these kids after the end of their sophomore year to have all their industry credentials. We give them all right here through programming here at the school. And so they're not worried as juniors and seniors as much about retaking tests and worried as much about stressing out. So we want these kids to get their industry credentials, which help them to have a career. They are what they say they are, industry credentials. So they are certificates like ServSafe, and we get kids driver's licenses and tons of things that I could spend an hour talking about that kids can get a credential in that will go towards graduation, but it will also make them marketable. So our real goal is to make our kids marketable. We want our kids to have an advantage over all other kids. I want all kids to do well. I want every single teenager in the state of Ohio, especially Southern Ohio, to do well. I just want my kids to do a little better. I want employers to say, I know if I need workers, I can go right to Western High School and I can find them. So we've met with employers, we've asked them, what do you need? They told us our programming at this high school is now focused on what can we do to help our kids be marketable? What can we do to help our employers fill their needs in the workforce in Southern Ohio, and also help our kids to roll out of here with credentials, with training, and with confidence to be able to supply those needs and start their life with a great job at 18, 19 years old, not wait till they're in their early, maybe late 20s to realize, you know what, I probably need a job with benefits. I probably need a job with these extra things besides just a paycheck. So we're trying to get our kids in that mindset. So this Western Built program is really about getting our kids in a mindset of I need to work, I need to have a career, I need to be good at it, I need to do the things at school that will make me marketable. And then that Western Built is a program that essentially where we market our kids to employers, and any kid in the program will be tested. Will take a clean drug test. They will have certain attendance standards. They will agree to have a transcript released to any prospective employer. Their attendance data released, their extracurriculars released. All those things, they're going to agree to have employers look at those things. So when you're looking for a worker, and you're going to know everything about this kid. Do they come to school? Do they come to school on time? Do they get in fights? Can they pass the drug test? Are they involved in sports? Are they involved in chorus? Are they involved in musical? Are they doing volunteer activities? We want you to know what you're getting. And when you come here and you pick a kid from Western, you know what you're getting, and our kids understand that it's very important for them to perform when they get out. And so this building here that we're looking at, this vision is, this is a place for those kids to receive that training. This is a remote works, half these buildings are a remote work center. So I mean, I'm sure if Dan checked his phone right now, he would have 0 bars of service. And if I look at mine right now, I see I have 0 bars of LTE. Mm-hmm. And that's right here at a school. So, and everyone talks about high-speed internet. Well, there's a difference in internet and high-speed internet, and also in an unlimited high-speed internet. So we live in an area with very low % of our people with high-speed internet. So this remote work center is a place, if people contract with us, no charge to anyone who lives in a school district, to come here and use it as a remote work center. They can sit down, swipe in, go to a cubicle with their own device, log in and go to work. So anyone who has a remote job can come here, sit down and go to work. We want to open up the opportunities for our people in our community to apply for jobs they otherwise could not get. When this whole vision started, and I approached the board about this right before COVID, they were all on board with this. We were going to do this inside the building and make a place to do this, and they were all on board with it. And COVID hit, kind of blew it out of the water. Denise Reading came down from Grit, she's been a great partner, and I told her my vision. She said, we're going to help you with this. So basically, the whole idea behind this is our kids at Western and Dan knows, Dan's son graduated from Western back in 2002. Our kids are a little different here because of a lack of exposure to a lot of things. They don't drive down Bridge Street. They don't drive down, Emmett Avenue in Waverly. They don't drive through towns where they see businesses and they see industry. And so they are a little sheltered. And we also take care of our kids from the time that they're 4 years old in preschool all the way to graduate. And the beauty of the educational system is sometime in late May, they're 18 years old. In late May, we kick them out every year and say good luck. We've taught you how to take tests. We taught you how to do math and science and social studies and ELA and all those other things. We've required you to do all these things. Now get out. Now that sounds kind of crazy, but in reality it's what it is, because we do so little to prepare our kids for what's really out there. If we're going to go to college, our kids do great in college. The 15% that go, they all do great. Our kids go to CTC, they do great. But we have too many kids who aren't prepared to go. And even our kids who have been great students, they've enrolled, they've got the scholarships, they've got the financial aid to go to college. Their mindset isn't necessarily ready to take off and drive to Chillicothe, drive to Portsmouth, drive to Hillsborough, or go to Athens, or go to Ohio State. So my real vision behind this, and from starting this, and then Pete Dunn has been a huge part of this as far as the planning of all this kind of stuff, and Pete's really taken a leadership role in a lot of this stuff, is we want to make a transition place for our students who have come to this school building, pulled in this driveway, since they've been driving. They've rode a bus in here for 13 years, and we want a place for our kids to graduate from high school and continue their education right here at Western. That eliminates the need for a great vehicle to get you back and forth 40 miles in any one direction. It eliminates the whole need for a lot of gas money and to eat out on all that kind of stuff. So essentially, half this building's a remote work center. The other part of the building is a transition center, really, for any student enrolled in post-secondary education of any kind. It doesn't matter whether they're the 25-year-old who has a couple kids and decide, hey, you want my kids in school now? I'm wanting to go to college, and they pull in here, drop their kids off, and they go to they go to college right in their back parking lot. That's the real goal, is for us to give a place for those people in the community who want to go back to school to transition and be able to do that, or for the 18-year-old who's just not ready to go to Chillicothe to come back here and enroll in online classes, or enroll in Shawnee or OUC or wherever it might be, and go ahead and take their courses right here online. So really, we're trying to remove some roadblocks from our kids that we know what the roadblocks are, and we know what those issues are. And my real goal is to remove as many barriers as I can to help our kids be successful, and giving them a place to do this right here, I believe. And just saying, well, you can go to college online, go home and do it. That doesn't work. There may not be a quiet place. There may not be a safe place. You may have 5 kids in the house, and a mom's got 5 kids fighting with each other, and she can't do her schoolwork and all that kind of stuff. So our real goal is to give our kids a place, our community members, whether it's the 18-year-old, the 25-year-old, or the 45-year-old, to be able to come here, sit down, walk in, log in, and go to school, continue their education, and maybe their own kids right here in the parking lot, or right here in the playground, right on the slide. And so we also have a daycare integrated into this also, which is a big thing for ours. So we are bringing the opportunity to have high-speed internet to our community. If they can make it to Latham, they can make it to college. If they can make it to Latham, they can go to work.
And you're hoping to have this in by Thanksgiving?
We're hoping to be up and running by Thanksgiving, yes. Yeah, this is a big kind of ambitious timeline. It's really kind of limited on who could bid this job and who could, just because of the time frame was quick, but that's the way grant money works sometimes. Sometimes you just have to have it spent by a certain amount of time, and so we're doing our best.
Sounds like more and more workers are.
Yeah, I got mowers going. I have no electric here in Latham right now. So not only do we not have internet, we don't even have electric right now. I really believe this has been the missing piece for this community. Is the old field of dreams. We've all heard it a million times. Anyone that's it's our age, if you build it, they will come. Well, if you build it and you market it and you help get people signed up and you help those people navigate all the red tape, then they'll come and be successful. So that's kind of where we are. We can't just give, and we know here at Western, we can't just stick it out there and say, hey, hope you come take advantage of this. We have to do our part. So we're going to help with the FAFSA. We're going to help with all those things that are barriers. Right now, we have helped over 60 kids get driver's license here in the last 2 years free of charge through partnership with some people at Bristol Village and some churches. So there are 60 kids who are driving now in this community who otherwise wouldn't be. And so we believe that we have to assist our kids. We've assisted them from the time they're 4 years old to they're 18. Why not just help them a little longer until they're confident, accomplished, and believe in themselves enough to know, I'm ready to tackle this next phase, whatever that is. Whether that's a trade program, whether it's 4-year college, associate program, doesn't matter. They can do it right. They can start it right here and be here as long as they want.